Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello? Hello? It's me. Boom. Check it out. Let's drop the bot into here. There we go. Give me one sec, I'm late. I'm late. Because as usual, I took a nap. What am I doing? Okay. Let's get started, I suppose. Look at that. That's just a sea lion. Wow. How fancy. So I know on Sunday I said I wouldn't be doing this. Or at least I would figure it out yesterday. And I more or less did figure it out. But unfortunately, I was also investigating just using Git submodules, if possible. And let me tell you, I don't think Git submodules are the way to go. I really don't think Git submodules are the way to go. So it's a bit tough. It's a bit tough. Because unfortunately, with Git submodules, the problem is that you have to... The problem for Git submodules is that you have to... If those submodules have tests in them, which all of mine, or most of mine do, and then also the unit test module, gut, also has tests. So those will fail on import. And also, even though Godot says that it tries to ignore certain files, if you pass or you put a .gdignore file in it, that is absolutely not true. So let's figure it out, I guess. I have aborted the easy way out because there's no easy way to make the easy way out. Which I suppose makes sense. If the easy way out is not available, then guess what? So let's see. If we just open up one of these, or actually, hold on. One sec. Tools. Rust REPL. No. Where is it? There's one thing I need to do, which is update the version of git bash that is running. So, terminal. What is it called? Terminal. Yes. Start directory, yes. PowerShell, absolutely not. I want to use whatever the heck Scoop is using. So scoop. Where is it? Scoop, apps. So it should be git bash under git, whatever's in current bin. Or is it just git bash? And that's just kind of symlinked into here. I think it's probably just symlinked in here, so we'll use git bash here. Alright, so hit me with one of these, no audible bell. Close session when it ends, yes. Override, yes. Shell integration, activate virtual env, sure. And also the plugin, I feel like this is kind of wonky. Like it doesn't look correct for all things, but we'll make it work for now. Give me the built-in terminal. All right, well, that doesn't look right. So it looks like it's just spinning, which is unexpected. New session. How do I get like external git bash to work in here? Let me see. We'll do a bit more debugging, I guess. So this was going to be, what is it? JetBrains, scoop git bash. IntelliJ, yeah. That's exactly my problem. Opens git bash in a separate window other than the IDE. Oh, okay. Cool. Bring me back to settings. Control-Alt-S, which is slightly unexpected, I think. But we just need to use the one that's inside the bin, probably. So open up the terminal. Okay, that's beautiful. Sick. So hit it with a cargo run. And we can start passing in flags. So you can hit it with a get. We'll look at the verbal expression thing. One of these. That's not how it works. It's this one. So we should fail here. The tar thing should also fail. Yeah, because this is actually an invalid file. Yeah, okay. So we'll just, okay, empty. Should be fun. Oh, actually, this is looking for a result containing containing a vector of U8s. So we'll just mute file for now. A mutable file. All right, very good. A few more warnings. Not found in this scope. No file in the root. Oh, this is standard FS file. My bad. One of these. Right. Yeah. And so, what is it? This is Rust tar crate. looking to tar something really quickly, and then I just need to generate a hash of that tar. I think that's the play, which is how I'm going to do the basically checking to see if something's dirty or not. Otherwise, you need to walk the entire directory and then just check file by file, which I don't think that's the way to go. I don't think it's the way to go. But let's see, append path or append file. I think it's going to be append path. So this is blah blah, and then there's appends, which is some sort of entry. Append data, no. Append path adds a file in the local file system to this archive. The function will open the file specified path and insert the file into the archive with the appropriate metadata sets, returning any I/O error which occurs while writing. The path name for the file inside of this archive will be the same as path, and it is required that the path is a relative path. Note that this will not attempt to seek the archive. Blah blah. Append path with name. Append directory. Yeah, that's what I want. I think here, this is my mutable file. And so instead of actually passing a real file, we're just going to create a virtual file in memory. And so we'll compare both tars. So we'll store the SHA-256 hash to whatever the hash of this one is. So whenever we pull a new thing, we'll store the hash as well. What is the error? Not found in this scope. This is just file, by the way. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, cool. So, following arguments were not provided. That's good. So hit me with, just call it 1.0.0. There's a few other flags that aren't here. What this will actually do is create an add-ons directory, which is kind of neat, that has goots and verbal expressions in it. So let's just rmrf that. Add-ons. Right now it currently fails because it doesn't do any checking, but that can be fixed. All right, append directory, append dir all. Yeah. Source path, builder vector new. Yeah. So there's a few things. Like this can be taken out. We've already started to rewrite parts of this and start to split it out. So there is like just an fs util. So there's a copy recursive. File exists, directory exists. It's pretty much the same thing. And then tar directory, and then also, how do I get the hash? So rust hash, generate hash. How do you generate a hash? Just standard hash? How do I use standard hash? Yes, I would like to hash somehow. Placements to write your own version, blah, blah. But standard hash is now stable. Interesting. So generic hashing. Support module provides a generic way to compute the hash of a value. Hashes are most commonly used with a hash map or a hash set. The simplest way to make a type hash plus to use derive hash. Okay, but that's not really what I want to do. Default hasher. Calculate hash. Okay, so what I can do is just call calculate hash. So, interesting. We'll just use the whatever the heck they're using there. So there's tar directory. and then possibly just like a regular, just one of these, right? So it needs to be something that is hashable. I'm not sure if this is hashable though. So this gives you some sort of result. Builder, blah, blah, append directory. Yeah. And then once you call finish, finish is building this archive. In most situations, the into inner method should be preferred. Into inner, why? Into inner, returning the underlying object. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll provide builder, so the tar builder new, and then this will contain the vector object. So this isn't actually going to be file. So let's see. Not. What is it called? Isn't there like a not yet implemented? Or is it like to do? Yeah, to do. So into inner. Actually, yeah, isn't it just okay, file into inner, one of these, and that should give me a vector u8. Oh, and it gives me a result. Okay. So the error, of course, is expected a vector u8, instead found a standard IO error vector result, whatever. Okay. So let result equal match file into inner. So if it is okay. So this should just have some sort of value, and then if it is an error, then we'll provide a potato error. So we just rewrap everything. So tar failure. So we'll also just string it. Let's see, potato error. Tar failure e2 string. Okay, cool. I guess this step isn't really necessary, isn't it? Or is it? What I could do is just match this at the very end. It would have the same effect. We could do OK V. But then we'll want to do append directory, and this needs to be the entire directory. So use the directory at one location, but insert it into the archive with a different name. I guess I can just insert the same path twice. I guess that's how it works. So we'll do file, append directory, and yeah, just path twice, right? Path. This returns a result. What's your problem? Use of moved value. Path and path. It should be okay. then so unwrap or else, what does this give me? So this is some sort of operator. I'm assuming that we can just unwrap and have the error, yeah. So we'll do return potato error tar failure e2 string. Can you not do this from here? Right? No? Mismatched types. What? Mismatched types, expected nothing, found result. Oh, it's because it doesn't return from here. Okay, that's fine. So instead we can do really quickly match on it. So if it's okay, we'll do nothing. Pretty standard. I know there's a better way of doing this, but I can't remember it right now. Potato error, tar failure. Okay. So this should still work. Did I miss something? Where? Try wrapping the expression in error. Where? Oh, this one. My apologies. This is found to be of type nothing at 42. Give me 1 sec. Okay. So RM, RF add-ons. Okay. So that gives you your tar. That's fine. Few error conditions. We need to generate a lock file. So there's the checkout type. There's the folders. Here, when we're copying, we actually need to pass this into copy recursive. So from to, and then like an optional thingy. Well, actually, it's not optional, right? Because we'll always have the vector of strings. So ignored folders, which will be a vector of strings. Right, and we can also do the fancy p as ref q, which I've seen a lot of things do. I understand it. It's like basically generic arguments. So now you're doing it based off the trait object instead of something else. So let me see. Ignored folders. So I need to think about this. So ignored folders might be none. So we can always just pass this in, but then occasionally what might happen, right? So sometimes there just will be a library without, you know, like a goot or whatever inside of it. So, where it's not ignored folders, it's like folders to just regular folders, right? Could set a flag. I think just a completely separate function is better though. Right. So add-ons path. Lock directory. So we do need to, okay, yeah. Do need to have this. This is now an error. So this is folders. What is your problem? Expected a vec of string. Okay, so we can change that. Yeah, I guess we'll just add the check. So if folders is empty, or folders contains, is there contains? Has, there's a hash, contains some sort of string. So this will be from to, so from path to, yeah, path to string into. Is there an into for this? Do you have an into? Is that valid? And that's not how you do or. So just wrap everything there. That looks pretty good, I think. So you can pass folders, I think it was verbal expressions. So it could not compile, that's good. Trait from the directory is not implemented for reference standard string. Okay, so is there no just a to string? Into file name. There's an OS string, which might not be expected. So file name, path buffer, to string. So this gives you an optional string, which is a little bizarre. But shouldn't these just course or coalesce down into a thing? Doesn't that work? From a mutable string, from box string, really? So path buffer cannot. To string. But that gives you an option, which doesn't make any sense. We can probably just do... Isn't a path just a regular string, actually? Yeah, doesn't path just coalesce down to a regular string? Okay. Probably not, I guess. See, that's the one thing I never quite understood about Rust, is that like you're not allowed to implement more types on things. If you want to have more types, then you need to create a new type, which is always such a pain. So if I wanted to have something really nice here, I would have to wrap the path here. So the directory entry, so I have my like a little wrapper, new type that wraps path and then implements from or into, I guess. No, it's from, because yeah, you only ever need to do from. So from string, yeah. If I implement from string, then into will just work. Or actually, can't I do folders contains string from path? Isn't this probably implemented? Is it not? Something like that. That should be better, and because into requires a type. Okay, well, I thought I was smart. File name. Give me a sign. You can do it. I don't want to have to just create a new type just to implement this. Actually, instead of doing that, we could just do a little helper function, right? So this is dir entry to string. So this will take dir entry, and we'll just take a reference to one. Return string, so dir entry, file name, OS string, file name to OS string, or we can just do what is this? To string. I guess like that's probably okay, right? And this is an option though, right? Unwrap or else. Invalid, something like that. So directory entry, We'll grab all of these. So this should just be path, right? What's this? Expected directory entry. Okay. So this needs to be import standard fs. Yeah. Actually, if I'm just using fs read directory, what am I using walk directory for? What am I using walk directory for? Is that not it? I suppose that's okay. What is your problem? Expected string. Just returns a reference to a string, that's fine. Or no, this should just be a value type, it doesn't matter, right? Because then we can take a reference just here. Okay, what am I using walk directory for? I know it's in my cargo, but I don't remember what I'm using it. Where I'm even using it, find usages. I'm not using it at all. Because I think I was using it so I could copy recursively, but then there was just already a library for copying recursively, so that's probably fine. So append once, unwrap or else. Oh, sorry, it needs to be a function. right? I guess it doesn't need to be unwrap or else, right? It could just be like regular unwrap, or not regular unwrap, but unwrap or, which is, yeah, then we just do invalid. One of these, and then I guess we could always try to bubble it up, but that's fine. Or no, actually, with unwrap or else, what I could do is something like simple print line, really. Or what's error print? Is this error print line? What's eprint? Prints the standard error with a new line. Okay, cool. So that your problem, that's fine. Failed to convert name dir entry. And then we'll just try to force it to display, I suppose. Yep. So copy error already exists. That makes sense. And then the entire thing just hard aborts. What the heck? LS add-ons? Okay, so there's just verbal expressions there. That's really cool. Let's see. So if we have this, we don't want to return error. I think all we want to do, or we probably want to do like a match error, or just handle it better, I suppose. So we can change this to be let error. One of these. Right? This is almost like a Golang style of doing it. So if there is error, so then we'll want to handle it. So match error unwrap error. So if it's a potato error, oh, and then this isn't specific enough, so there's a copy failure. Or it might not even be like a real error, right? Because there's a few things that it could be. There could be a few things it could be. Or actually, no, this isn't something that you would want to handle here anyways, actually, right? Undo me. Where was I? Yeah, that's good. Okay, so here we do need to check to see if the path already exists. If the path already exists, I think I want to just completely yeet it. So we'll hard overwrite every time, I think. So copy recursive. So we can do, to, from to, where do I calculate to? Copy recursive. Like, I need the last part of the path, I think. Or what errors are there possibly here? Like, okay, hold on. Because there's a few valid errors. Oh, no. Match E. So what is this? This is some sort of error, sure. Pattern matching must be exhausted. Are you able to do that for me? Okay. That's not very useful, but that's FS extra. I don't know. For the underlying OS, but can be created with crafted error message a particular value of error kind. Okay. This is a struct? Okay. From OS string, from strip prefix error for error. Okay. What error kinds are there? Strip prefix OS string already exists. So error here is exists. Okay, already exists. So match E dot error kind. Is this exposed? Show declaration. Yeah, okay, so just match E kind. Yeah, okay. Add remaining patterns. So pretty much all of these should coalesce down to like a bad error, right? The only one we actually want to handle is already exists. So exhaustive, I'm pretty sure that's how you do it. Yeah, okay, so if it already exists, like explicitly do nothing. Otherwise, we'll have to return error, potato error, copy failure, error to string. So we just kind of awkwardly bubble it up. I don't remember. There's a better way of doing this instead of doing two nested match statements, but that's okay. So we'll run all this. That's fine. What I can do is like just a really basic print line. Just be like, oh, and actually, we can also do this. So print line. Already exists. And so this is going to be, is it 2? I don't think that makes sense. Should generally be okay. Okay, it doesn't require, or it doesn't implement debug. Oh, it's path, right? Or, no. So as reference path. Okay, well, what do you have? As reference path. Sure. Okay. Right. Oh, that's actually not true at all. Because, yeah, I need to construct it from the last part of the path of path. Okay. So how do I construct that? So given a path. Am I able to split this easily? So formatter into metadata path buffer. So you get the path. Is directory. Nope. Is there a way to split it? File prefix extension ends with. Has root into boxed path. Nope. Is file is symlink. Most of these are pretty useful to have, but I don't actually need this. To path buffer. Clamp. What would that mean? I guess it is just like a regular string, isn't it? So Rust path buffer get directory, or I guess split a path buffer, I suppose. Rust split path. Is there a way to split it? Yeah. I recognize this. I've seen it before. Set file name. No. Cert equals Space names. Using paths as ref. More implement this. You can get a base name from a path with file name. Convert it back to a string. Okay. With file name? Okay. How do I get the I don't want the base path. I want the final part of it, I suppose. As path. Canonicalize. Has roots. Is file. Is relative. Most of these are pretty useful to have, actually. Never really thought about it. Give me the docs. Give me the docs. Itself file name to file name. This is equivalent to pushing a file name. Otherwise, it is equivalent to calling pop and then pushing the file name. Probably not what we want, but set extension into OS string. And then this dereferences. Okay. String lossy path buffer. File name. That returns the file component of the path. Okay, that's what file name does. Interesting. So this path is a directory entry. We'll do all of this. We get a file name. Really would rather not just blindly unwrap this. Unwrap or else, or we'll just do unwrap or. Unwrap or. This is expecting an OS string. or unwrap or default. I'm trying to think. I want to just unwrap it, but I can unwrap. Okay. What was I doing this for? It's for this part. So it's 2 as ref, and then we just kind of slap this onto it, which is not great. Not great. Not horrible though. I'm pretty sure that's okay. Right. Nope. OS string cannot be formatted with the default formatter. Fair enough. Do this again really quickly. So, oh, it's because of this. That's fine. Hit me again. Verbal expressions. Okay. So that's pretty gross, admittedly. So toString or as OS string, which should make it a bit easier to look at. Yeah, I mean it's close. It's close, I suppose. These are OS strings, and then you need to convert them back into something that is just nice to look at. So what is it? It's are you allowed to do this and then? How did they do it? toString. toString. Unwrap. This file name is a... I can't see. We can do the same thing here, like and then. So it's an OS string, blah blah, toString, something like that. So that's like ultra gross, but whatever. I can almost guarantee that this will always exist. toString unwrap. Expected option unknown. Oh, sorry. Unwrap, which will then give you an actual string. I realize that this is pretty risky, considering that this is in the error handling function, but that's fine. Oh, geez. What the heck did I do? Oh, this should be valid, right? No? What is your problem? Who? What did I do? Like, this is okay. What? Oh, it is this part, sorry. Please format me a bit better than this. I hate looking at this. Yeah, why didn't Rust format me, please? Where is, how do I run the formatter? Is it under tools, Rust? Format me. Yes, thank you. Much appreciated. Is there a what's the setting for this? I know they do this in VS Code. Editor, plugins, Rust, actions on save. Yes, reformat me, please. Otherwise, I would never save. Okay, cool. And then I think you don't need this anymore because these are just strings as well. Is that true? Yeah. So toString, that gives you a reference to a string. I'm pretty sure that those are okay. Hard to say though. But then that returns fine. Let me see here. What we'll want to do is tar the entire directory as well. Or no, that's pretty much just an, I'll only ever use that in updates, right? Yeah, so if this already exists, I just won't do anything. If I call updates, I should handle this slightly differently. So updates, what we'll want to do is tar the, for every single file in the add-ons directory, we will, oh, this is where it's used, by the way. Oh, that's what it's doing. Okay. We use walk directory here to just walk every single directory inside of the add-ons path. Not the add-ons path, the path that the repo that we cloned, and then we try to figure it out from there. Okay. So we'll do the same, actually we won't do the same thing. We'll do just, so let's add-ons equal fs read directory. So this needs to be just the add-ons folder, I think. Yeah, so it's just the folder here. So add-ons folder. In whatever the local thing is. So if this is error, what is the idiomatic way of handling it one step? So I don't want to unwrap. Contains error. No. Map error. Wrap or else. Oh, and then I need to, okay. We'll just unwrap it, that's fine. We'll just do it like that, that's fine. So there's your read directory, and then you'll just iterate over it, right? So for path, in add-ons, into iter. I used to think, like, wasn't iter also just valid? Or is that not valid? Or does it act, okay, so that's fine. Let path equal path unwrap. So then there's your directory entry. And then we need to check against the package JSON, or it's not the package JSON, it's the add-ons JSON and then add-ons lock. Yeah, okay. So before that, I need to write a few things to the file system. There's tar rs. I think this is good enough. Hash, I'll need to think about a bit more, but I will be calculating the hash between two things. Yeah, let's just drop this here for now. Okay, so this is calculate hash, where this implements hash. Yeah. Who would have guessed? So this needs to be whatever the heck this is. Apparently this is a U64. I'll just believe that since this is the official documentation. Default hasher. What the heck was that? That was the correct one, right? I didn't just no, that's standard collections. What are you doing? No, I want to use, oh, that's default hasher, actually. That's totally fair. Okay. So default hasher, new. So we want to generate a hash and then we'll just place it into here. So it needs to be immutable, blah, blah. What the heck does finish do? Seems all right. Seems all right. Okay, so here, match add-ons path, blah, blah, blah. Remove all. So we want to either update or write a new addons.json and then also the addons.lock. The addons.json will contain the version information, whereas the addons.lock will contain the hash values. Not as interesting as a hash brown, but that's fine. So we do need to run over the entire thing again. Let me see. This part I can probably just do it right after. So we'll kind of accrue. No. Yes. No. Maybe. I'm thinking. I'm thinking. So this is a vector of strings. Yeah. So, can't I just do like, for f in folders iter. Okay, into iter means that it's not easily iterable. And it also gives you, yeah, and into also needs to be unwrapped. Interesting. Okay. So for f in folders iter, and then also we just have the project add-ons directory. Maybe this is something I should be doing in copy recursive, actually, right? Copy recursive, this returns either nothing or an error. And the error is just something that we bubble up. So here, yeah, that's fine, because if it wasn't able to copy everything, it will actually return the error, so that's fine. It's good enough for what I need it for, because this is a personal tool, really. So I think the idea is that I'll still be shipping the same code every single time. Like, or I'll still be pushing the same code every single time, but it's just for my own sanity to help keep things in sync across different projects as well. So we'll do let path equal path buffer from project add-ons directory push F. I think this actually requires a path, but that's fine. I think we can just join it as well. Doesn't join, no. Push F. Is there as path? Path. Is that okay? Is this something that you can do? So what is this? Variable path. For some reason, it doesn't know what this is. And I suppose this also does not return anything either. Okay, I see. So that's your path buffer then. Path push F. Let me see. And then cannot borrow as mutable. That's fine. That's probably fine. We'll just let it figure itself out. And then if not path exists. I think that's still a copy failure, right? So this is error, potato error, copy failure, and then we'll just slap a string into here. So add-ons not copied as expected. To string, I suppose. And then we'll do path, blah, blah, blah. We need to calculate the hash, which is what we have here. Calculate hash. I don't remember if the file is actually hashable, but we should have access to it, right? Give me this. Slap me into here. So file. I don't have file, but we can import it. Use standard fs file. Feels pretty good. I got formatted. Let file equal file open path as path. So let's see. Okay, that gives you a thing. Right, so if it's just a file, then we'll just return file. Otherwise, we have some sort of error. So this is potato error. It's still a copy error, I guess. Copy failure. E2 string. That's fine, so it'll just jump out there. So we have a file, and then we'll want to compute a hash on that file. Or it's not really a file, right? It's like a director. Okay, hold on. That's not true. This is absolutely not true. This is actually completely unnecessary. I actually need to tar it. Okay. So let tar directory equal fsutil, and then we'll grab tar directory. So this should be path as path match all of this, blah blah. So if it's okay, then I think that's okay. It's a vector of U8s. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think that makes sense. So it's just T, otherwise error. Some sort of error. Return error. Am I not allowed to do that? Oh, wait. Yeah, so just bubble up the entire thing. Yeah. And then I need to check for existence of a few things. So in the project root, or it's basically like the current directory, right? So I have the current directory, then the project.godot path. The current directory, I'll need to pre-calculate a few things. So there's the project.godot path. There's the project add-ons directory. Also need to calculate the metadata files. So metadata files. So we'll do, and then we do need to create them if they don't exist. So there's the config file and then the lock file. So let config file path is equal to, oh actually, and then these all need to be done in the project.godot path. So then we'll just do all this here. Current directory join, not the add-ons folder, config name. There's your path buffer. Then we'll do let's lock file path. Lock file name. So if not config file path exists, then we'll just create one, I guess. So fs, not create directory. Oh, I guess I need to create a new file and then write it. I never remember how to do any of this stuff. So rust write file. Or actually, and these can totally be done like later on as well. Read and write. So there's just output. Read lines of strings from a file. Access, no. Would like to write to the file. This is just reading, isn't it? Write string to file. Yeah, sure. De facto way of doing it. Rust 126 and onwards. Read a file to a string. Read a file as a vector 8. Write a file. Fs writes. Okay. So this is fs writes. Okay, cool. So config file path than just nothing at all. I'm assuming this returns the results. Yeah. So okay, do nothing with it. I'm assuming this is just an empty okay, isn't it? So this is just like unable to write config file, but doesn't matter what we call it, right? File write failure. Potato error. File write failure. Okay. That feels pretty good. And then we'll load it into, we'll just store a bunch, like pretty much everything is just gonna be stored on the stack, right? So it doesn't matter. So if this does not exist, we'll do the same thing. Match lock file path with nothing, and then we'll figure it out from there. Is there anything in it? Isn't it just an empty result? Yeah, isn't this just a result? Or I suppose, like, because this returns a result, right? Couldn't this just work as fs write lock file path? Nothing? One of these? Because, yeah, this is some special syntax that will just bubble it up anyways. So fs write config file path. Yeah, doesn't this just bubble it up by default, or no? Trait from standard IO errors not implemented for a potato error. Okay, we can do that. We can do that. Implement from IO error for a potato error. All right. What is it? Implement the members. Sure. From error for self. And that should be a standard IO error, right? Right. That's valid. Are you allowed to do that? Or isn't, yeah, there's another way of doing this so you can actually parameterize it. Isn't it like, isn't it like this? I'm trying to remember how to do it. Are you not allowed to do that? Found struct error? Oh, it needs to be a trait. Okay. It only works with traits. Okay, that's fair. Fair enough. Fair enough. So there's a lot of error types. I don't want to butcher anything, so we will just not use any of these, I guess. So to do, this should return standard IO error. So there's a few types of standard IO errors, I think, right? So match E. I don't know what the match types are. Add remaining patterns. Okay, well, thanks a lot. Much appreciated. And then the error is that it doesn't actually return anything. But I don't remember what the error types are. Okay, match error kind. All right, now fill in the rest. I don't remember what they are. Oh, geez. So we only ever want to handle yeah, I think most of these we just want to do like, okay, so we want to handle like any of these write failures. Already exists is okay. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. Well, hold on. Some of these we do want to map to an actual error. This is IO, it's fine. Let's call it IO failure, right? So, potato error, IO failure. Which means that something else is now broken, I think. Right, no project errors. That's fine. Then where was I? I think, yeah, I was just handling this. Value borrowed after move, that's fine. Previous error, 12 warnings, unfortunately. 190. Project add-ons directory. Oh, sorry. It hasn't been moved though, right? Yeah. So I should have only used it here. Oh, this is copy recursive. That's fine. Okay, paths and archives must be relative when setting the path for tar failure. Okay. Paths and archives must be relative when setting path for something. Okay. That's actionable. So tar directory, we want to do path source path. What? What? Or the source path must be relative, right? Is that what it's saying? Okay. So tar directory, where am I using tar directory in this other file then? Path as path. All right, well, what value is this? Do you think it's gonna let me hit it with one of these? It doesn't have any run commands though, so it's gonna be kind of hard to check to see what the value is. That's fine. All right, just format me. That's fine. Doesn't implement debug. What do you got? So already exists, blah, blah, verbal expressions, paths and archives must be relative when setting path. Okay. So I guess we can just use file name. What do you mean it must be relative? And which one is the path to an archive? So append directory. Append directory. Oh, and this should also be append directory all, by the way. This doesn't actually help, this just makes it worse, but Append directory all. Use directory at one location, but insert it into the archive with a different name. How would I generate a path to? A path to. So when I'm doing all this tar stuff, I need to so this would be like path file name. Yeah, path file name. I'll just unwrap it, that's fine. And then to string unwrap. So we'll tar this, and I think we'll just want to slap all of this into a formatter, and then generates a path from that. So path from all of this, right? I think I'm missing, yeah, okay. Probably shouldn't just do this all in one step, huh? So let relative path is equal to path new. We'll grab all of this stuff. Right. So I'll format it like so. I believe this is okay. So you can do this and then this, but then it should be add-ons directory, I guess. All right, I think it's very confused right now. That's probably okay. Just run me and see if it compiles. Cannot find macro. Oh, it's not called format. It's called format. Excited. Yes. And so this one, expected unknown found string. So your problem is that, well, one of these is wrong. I don't know which one. I don't really know how to interpret this. Please, sir. I'd like to see more of the code, please. Would have thought that would have been okay. It's probably not it. So this is a macro, blah, blah. Must be a string literal. To convert a single value to a string, use the toString method. Use the display formatting trait. Concatenation and interpolation of strings. Okay. Yeah. So this is correct, right? So just grab this really quickly. So what is your problem? Or do you want a path buffer? Is that what you want? What's your problem? Yeah, expected 0 arguments. Oh, and then we can just do like a from, and then we'll just figure it out, right? Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. So from path from whatever. Nope. Must be a path buffer. Great. I love it. And then we will slap this into here so that the relative, nope, grab too many things. Or tar directory only takes one thing, a path. So then the relative path as path. Yeah, send me. Okay. We'll just continue. Not found in this scope. What is it called? Add-ons folder. Why aren't you telling me this? VS Code would tell me this. VS Code would 100% tell me this, but for... Why isn't this... Am I using something weird here? Is cargo check just bizarre? Oh. Yeah, analyze my code on the fly, please. That would be super sick. I can hear my PC fan spin up, though. Yeah. Please analyze it. You're garbage. Absolutely garbage. Why would I want something that doesn't check it on the fly? Alright, let's compare you directly against VS Code. And I hate it when things just don't tell me when things are wrong. Like, this should just be using Rust Analyzer. That's what I thought. Maybe that's not true. So I should hear this, like, spin up super fast now. Alright, you can do it. I believe in you. Come on, Rust Analyzer. How are you feeling? Unknown. Maybe Rust Analyzer just doesn't check this? Yeah, that's fair enough, I suppose. Yeah, fair enough. Because I'm pretty sure that's what CLion uses. CLion also uses Rust Analyzer. I apologize. I was too harsh on you. Alright, there's your add-ons folder. Where are we at? I don't know where this pulled its session from. That doesn't seem right. So cargo run. So let me grab this. Cargo run. Get. Compile, blah, blah. Found arguments. Oh, sorry. Already exists. That actually should not have worked, by the way. Because that should have bailed out here. Here. Yeah, that should have bailed out. Yeah, that 100% should have bailed out earlier. What the heck? So I can pass debug here. I'll pass it as a flag, but it doesn't appear to be working. Ooh. This used to work, but now I'm very confused. Maybe the flags don't no longer work. Yeah, what the heck? Like, it's quick enough that I don't feel bad about not using the built-in runner. Ooh? Am I crazy? Or is this running using some sort of weird argument I'm not familiar with? Oh, it is almost certainly using a difference. Yeah, what the heck? No. Why isn't the debug thing working anymore? I'm getting super annoyed. So that should be fine. Print it, just print it out, please. And this is not working because you're not allowed to just do that. That's fine. I believe in you. You'll figure it out. It's an option. So it's none. So if... Oh, actually, it should be if none. Yeah. So if none... Yeah, why am I doing this? Am I stupid? So if args debug is none... Yeah, that's way more sensible. Must be in project root? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that pass debug. Well, that's not true anymore. Ooh. I feel like I'm going crazy. Must be in project root. But that's not true. This is the only time this is used. And this is an and. So this is basically like if this is not... If this is none or not... I suppose it doesn't need to be an option. We could just check, or we could always just pass in a default value as well for clap. So clap, rust, clap, default value. How to use it? It doesn't matter. What is it? This isn't even the latest version. So default value takes value false. So basically there's like this just happens if it exists or not. Oh, because if it exists or not. What a pain. So this is not true anymore. Okay, so the problem here is that default value is meaningless for bool, but then how do you have a default value for a default Boolean value? Default value is meaningless for bool. Yeah. So that's why you had to do the entire none thing. Right, I remember that. But then if you actually pass it, it still doesn't do anything? Question mark? Yeah. So if it is none, which is true, it is currently none. If I pass debug here, then it gets confused. So it is successfully parsing the debug. I shouldn't press save there, but... okay, so clap default value. I don't need a default value. I do need to look at arg. So this is takes value. Implicitly sets takes value true. God, I hate this stuff. Because this used to work, but now it no longer works, and I'm confused. Required false. Option bool. Takes a value at runtime. I need an example. I need, like, this is just a flag that exists. It doesn't matter what the actual value is. So Rust clap Boolean flag. Yes. How do I specify a Boolean flag? Yes. Takes value false. What you want is yeah, but this is for the builder. This is not for derive. I'm using how to use derive. Like argument optional. This is struct ops. Rust tutorial? No, because nothing. God, I hate this. There's no. Their examples are horrible. They don't have any examples, which is why they're horrible. Or whatever examples they have are extremely contrived and don't actually show anything. I don't think this is actually easier to read, write, or modify. Like, I think skimming it is easier, but then you're not actually able to do anything with it, which is, you know, kind of a problem. Maybe that's just me. So is the debug flag here? Disable some checks. Yeah, disable some checks for testing. But then it doesn't actually pick it up. I think I can still use the same things here, so we can do args is present, and then it's just not going to show anything for it, I suppose. So is present, no documentation found, but that should be valid. No. Method not found in CLI. Does this not implement parser? Yeah, this is deriving from parser. So, yeah, that looks correct to me. I swear to God, I've done this before. Rust clap derive examples. I need more examples. There's nothing. Even though this has 8,000 8,000 things, huh? I don't know. What do you have for the derive? So this is arginum issues, no options. That looks pretty good, maybe. Boolean, Boolean, Boolean. Give me something that has a Boolean. None of these have Booleans. How about this one? Boolean? Why are these all so garbage? Options. Was I already here? Was that already here? So these are optional vectors, yeah. But I'm looking for just flags. Yeah, these are flags. Yeah. Non-bool type flag, mixed type flags. Isn't that what I was using here? No? Like this should just be maybe like change this to be default value. And then we can just check whatever the heck this is supposed to be here. So if not debug, then that should be okay. Cannot compile. Default value. Default value is meaningless for bool. Well, that doesn't help me at all. Because you never want to always have this. Or does bool always just default to false? Is that it? Could not compile. Required. Required is meaningless for bool. Okay, sure. I feel like that's something that you could just ignore, but that's fine. Okay. Well, that was annoying. We got it though. Don't look at the examples, just look at the tests. Even though it doesn't tell you to look at the tests. That's fine. All right with me. Not annoyed at all. Okay. So this part is... So we'll want to write the... We'll want to write the... Write lock file. Or I guess write metadata. So, we check all of these things. There's your target directory. And then we want to check it against a lock file. So, if the lock file exists, so I need to read, probably just make a JSON. So Rust read JSON. Rust read JSON file. Rust, how do I parse a JSON file? Yes. So there's Saturday. Okay. This doesn't look super updated, but let's take a look. docs.rs. This doesn't look right, but maybe it's okay. Saturday JSON. Where is... How do I get out of this? Yeah. This isn't the... Oh, this is like Saturdays custom docs RS thing. That's weird. Check the Saturday. Surdy? But either way, this doesn't really matter. All I want to do is parse the dictionary, or parse it as like a dictionary, basically, in Godot terms. Rusty serialize. It's not deprecated in terms of Saturday. Okay, so this is just Saturday JSON 1.0. That's fine. Untyped. Okay, so where is just regular Saturday? Why don't you have just a link to yourself, please? Okay. So this is crates IO 1. Saturday derived is also just 1, I guess. So we'll just tag it against this one, that's fine, and then Saturday JSON. Also 1.0. We'll grab all of this. This is for reading the package files. So if all of this, so this is the metadata stuff. I think these just kind of exist now, right? Is that right? So yeah, there's now an addons.json and an addons.lock, so we can get rid of those. Addons.json. Or actually, let me just really quickly write a cleanup script. So cleanup sh. Also just shebang it just because bin bash. So we'll do rm rf. Give me one sec. Is weird. RMRF. So it was addons.json.lock. And then there is temp. And just the add-ons directory, and that doesn't really matter. What the heck? No. I'm still in here. Escape. I'm in Vim. Ugh. Okay. Okay. So mass reporting, override, yes. Run commands, do not. All right, I can't get out of I can't get out of Vim. All right, he's done it. No? Isn't it control open thing? Please. Please. Let me out. That's not it though. I can't press escape. All right, hold on. So client terminal vim. How to stop and escape. Yes, how do I do this? Configure terminal keybinds. Oh, interesting. Plugins, terminal, focus, plugins, terminal. I don't have it. What? All right, where are the keybinds? Are there keybinds here? This should be overriding the keybinds. Is that not right? Switch focus to editor. Who would ever want this? I'm so mad. Work. Ugh. Why aren't you overriding my stuff? Remove. Apply. There's your cleanup. So this will run cleanup. It doesn't matter if those things exist or not. There we go. So we'll just write these things here, and then we should load and read these into memory, I think. So we'll just write basically empty maps here. Yeah, actually I'll be right back anyways. BRB. All right, we're back. Any valid JSON data can be manipulated in the following recursive enum representation. Okay, so I want to use untyped. Kind of, usually. Yeah, because this is just going to be like almost completely flat, right? Yeah, this will be almost completely flat. All right, because what I'm envisioning what I'm envisioning is what does a package.json look like for give me an example. These are licenses. Most of these I don't care about. Give me the dependencies. Also don't really care about these, but that's probably okay. Yeah, okay. Let's put this into here. So some sort of struct, we'll call it add-ons, struct add-ons, right? So then we'll have, it's really just dependencies, so it doesn't really matter. It's going to be almost completely flat. Yeah, never mind, I don't need this at all. Yeah, we'll just use untyped, that's fine. That's fine. So Saturday JSON. So some sort of value. So let config file equal Saturday JSON from reader. Isn't that's usually probably okay. And then we'll just want to do, is there a read? Read config file path. Isn't that valid as path? And that's some sort of result. Is this not valid? And then this should be some sort of value. Yeah, so let's return. Oh, and I can't actually do that because I don't actually handle that result type. Oh, just unwrap me, dude. Just unwrap me. It doesn't matter. What is it? Because you don't know what it is, which means that this is actually not going to compile. Yeah. Required by bound from reader. Trait is not implemented. Eh? Oh, sorry. There's like multiple levels of unwraps needed. Right? No? No? Oh. You're not allowed to do that. Oh, it's so probably like from slice though, right? Okay. Consider borrowing here. Okay. Thanks for finally giving me some linting for the first time in forever. Expected expression 203. What's your problem? That's fair. Okay. Consider giving it a type. Okay. So this is a value. Right? And then just import me, please. Are we not doing the auto formatting thing anymore, by the way? Are we really not doing the auto format thing anymore? Did it like break? Format. Format me. Format me. Where is the formatter? Format, format, format. Rust, format. Actions on save. It's like I'm trying to get used to CLine because I hear such good things about it. But every time I use it, I just wish I was using VS Code instead. But there's your config value or config file. We'll just inspect it. I really should like set up custom run commands as well. I don't remember how to do that, but one day it should be okay. Really? When is it moved? Here? Okay, so some sort of object and it's emptied. Yeah, that makes sense. Clean up. This should still work. Okay, cool. Cool. And then we'll just put it back in later. Okay. How do I set up custom run commands? How does this work? That's run, sure. Custom, how do I edit configuration? Is that it? Yeah. Okay. Use all features. Allow parallel run. Run. Package bin. Huh? How do I pass flags? Run with administrator. Will this work? So we can do debug get, and then I'll just pass in this path here. Maybe one of these folders, verbal expressions. One of those. Is this how it works? Can you just do that? No bin target named friendly potat. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Edit the configuration. Oh my god. Potato package. Yes, apply me. Send me again. Okay. Okay, so copy me. Copy the configuration. I need to see more. Okay. So there's debug, blah, blah. Need to have. God, this is so painful to use. That's why I strongly prefer using the terminal. Alright, so that should be okay. Yeah, okay. Then the run command is F5, right? Cool. What a pain. Then we'll do the same thing here. There's your config file, it doesn't matter. We'll do the same thing for lock file. So let lock file equal, lock file, which is going to be a Saturday JSON value. Fs read lock file path as path. Unwrap it. Then we'll just unwrap the entire thing. Yeah. Okay, then we have those things just available since we will almost certainly be messing with them later. So for every directory and add-ons, we will be storing it into both the add-ons.json file and then also the lock or the add-ons.lock file. Yeah. So tar directory, and we can check to see if the path name exists. So let's grab the, let directory name equal path file name. What is a file stem? What do you think this is? Extracts a non-extension portion of self file name. Okay. I mean, that sounds pretty good to me. Oh, well, file name is fine. That's fine. File name. And then we'll convert it into a string. X to string. So these should never fail. If they do fail, then whatever, it's not my problem. I mean, it is my problem because I'm going to be the only user of this tool pretty much, but there's your directory name. I guess I don't think this actually consumes it, so it's still fine. We have the relative path, but then we want to take the directory name and then compare it against the lock file that may or may not exist. So if lock file is there has, what do I have on this? So it's borrow, deserialize, no. To owned? Well, yeah, I do want to own the value, sure. Take, borrow, clone. What do I have to access on this? API documentation. Receive the dividend, how nice. Data formats, JSON. Useless, JSON. On untyped JSON values. So it's going to be an object. Yeah. To object. Object. As object. Okay, so I can do as object, right? Okay, and then, oh yeah, value is just a and enum. So I can convert it straight to the variance value. Right, so can't I do this? So unwrap as object. No? What? Yeah, roll back the change. Object. And then it contains a value. Come on, man. Config file equals config file as object. Should be as a mutable object, especially, and then we'll unwrap it. I don't think that's actually valid because this is actually taking the variance. This is the config file value, and then we'll do let this thing. Yeah. As object mutable. So this is value mutable blah blah, and we'll do the same thing here. This is value. Let's lock the actual lock file is going to be equal to lock file value as object mutable, unwrap, and then your problems cannot borrow it as mutable. So we're going to be messing with these later, I suppose. So if config file has what? Contains key, so it'll be the directory name. Or I guess it'll be if not it contains key, right? So if not this thing contains key, then we will generate the key. sorry, set. Contains key, blah, blah, insert. That's usually a good one. So string value directory name, and then the value must be the version. All right, and then your problem is that you are expecting a string. Actually got another string. Expected value found string. So inserts a key value pair into the map. Okay, so how do I insert? Constructing JSON values. Yeah. By serializing data structures. Yeah, like the problem here is I don't know how many things will be in the map. So expected value found a reference to a string. Sure. How do I insert a thingamajig? How do I insert this? To vector, to writer, blah, 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 macros, value enum. So I think we can do value, or assert a JSON value string. Then this will be version, probably. What are you looking for? Expected string found string, so then we'll dereference it. Are you not allowed to do this? Cannot move. All right, well, into string, which should that doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem correct. That seems very wrong, actually. To string into. Probably just clone is probably the most likely part. We'll to string the string. That's fine. Almost certainly that'll work. All right. Value borrowed here after move. So at 136, oh, and I can just do this by the way, but I don't like doing this. So value borrowed here after move, 130 is doing a thing. Lock file, well, that's where it's defined, which does not do the thing. Then we just need to reference it, that's fine. Send me again. So what do you got? Okay. Okay. So move me to bottom right. That's not bottom right. That's absolutely not bottom right. What the heck? Move me to like the bottom right corner here. Move me. Move me to like this side. That's absolutely not what I want. Can I have like 4 quadrants? Is that possible, sir? Yes. Okay. Okay. So then, actually, that doesn't do anything because I haven't, I did not rewrite it though. So nothing has changed. But we can always hit it with a print line. Config file, run me. We'll just take a look. Yeah, I mean, that looks okay. Ooh, no, I don't like that. Well, that's probably all right. How do I write a JSON file? So that's fs write. Config file path, and then it's just going to be this config file, I guess. how do I write whatever the heck these are? Contains key, blah blah. I'm assuming this should just dereference down, but it might not. Yo, yeah, absolutely not. So we can change it to be a reference. Don't think that makes it any better. Oh, because it needs to be bytes. Not implemented for as reference to bytes. So how do I do is like 2 bytes. Values into convert, probably not, because that gives me a pointer. Really? Okay. So how do I write JSON? Rust write JSON to file. Sure. What the heck is this? This doesn't help at all. I need the basic. Just give me more examples. Test suite, sure. No. Test. No. Maybe. Source. No, this is the test. These are the test thingies. Let's see. Test. I saw a round trip somewhere. Round trip. Oh, this is no. This is sending stuff. I don't care about sending. Sending is fine. Test value? How do I write this? You know what? I don't know. I'm annoyed. So I'm probably just gonna call it, to be honest. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. I'll be live tomorrow. I think today is Tuesday, right? But, you know, there's all the stuff. Discord, GitHub, etc., etc. What else is there? Not really anything. So I guess that's going to be it. Goodbye.